Welcome to Dungeon Damsels! Woo!
Whoa! I like that. I can't do that.
Last time, you guys had a really harrowing battle with the War Matron, as she surprised you at the Braden estate. Now you guys have a moment of respite as you have successfully knocked her unconscious. Tarina, with her final conscious breath, cast Hellish Rebuke and nuked her.
Roasted her. I think it's called roasting.
So, Tarina, you through the folds of unconsciousness has come to stability as Nessa comes to your aid and uses her magic to stabilize you. So you are stable. You don't need to... Stable but unconscious. I'll have you roll, I guess, con rolls to wake up. Luna, last time, in the last episode, you healed Fiona and Furious, and I just want to dig a little deeper into that. Okay, so Luna, you notice that Fiona and Furious have both fallen unconscious, and you extend your magic to help them. But something seems to block you. Like a hand holding your magic at bay. You shake your head and concentrate again. The magic bursts through whatever wall that was, and you see Fiona rise up, followed by Furious.
Okay, good. That was weird.
It's weird. And then you see it around the group in the back, which has the Arcane Boys, Rioric, and Fiona, and the unconscious guards. Deirdre, Lady Braden, comes over and grabs the War Matron and it's just like, are you insane? I can't have a high profile death in my house. So he's just moving her out of the moonbeam. I can't come, just I can't deal with that.
Fine. Let her in your house.
Look, let me offer a countermeasure. She pulls, you see her, struggle to pull the War Matron out, and which is...
I'm gonna help her.
I drop it so I don't hurt them.
Yeah, and Nessa goes and, stabilizes everyone. She's just I can alter her memory.
You can do that?
Yes. Well, I can alter her memory, but it needs to be something that seems pretty plausible.
She killed us?
Where would your bodies be?
Disintegrated. She burned us. Got it.
Maybe...
What about the guard? Maybe, when did we just get out of here? I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, maybe she saw...
following us.
Well, she was... she's after me, right?
I think she's really more after them. She, kind of gestures towards the Arcane Boys, and Kenaris is yeah, I mean, she kind of kidnapped me, and then put me on display as, a trophy in her public display of power by having me fight Marius. Vaguely remember that. Sorry, bro.
Maybe she saw you guys escape during the whole fray. And then saw you guys escape to... I don't know, somewhere else that's an outlier.
Yeah, we could maybe say, you escaped to the south when you really went north. Something like that. How about, I really think, I don't know I don't know when they're going to wake up, so why don't you tie them up or something?
Yeah. And I reach to my bag and I just pull out my rope. 50 feet of rope.
I can... She points to, the unconscious guards that were, the ones that we were dealing with, I could pay them off. We can cover them up. But these three are going to be a problem. Because I can only change one mind today. So, I guess we'll put these other two... She points to, the elite guards that or by the war matron. I guess tie them up and throw them in my wine cellar, and then I can alter their memories tomorrow.
Okay.
Is that possible? Just hit them with a frying pan every few hours to keep them unconscious?
Yeah, I definitely have frying pans. I can. Oh, yes, I can. I just need to recuperate, and tomorrow I can actually alter their memories as well. I just, well, that fight took a little bit out of me. She, like, gestures towards, like, that group of, like, 8. Like, I had to cast a few things pretty subtly so they didn't think I was actually involved. It got pretty weird, but I think I managed to do it. As you're discussing this, you, in, like, the peripheral of your guys' vision, you see, Farius very calmly get up from unconsciousness and stand. And then Canaris and Narte look nervously at each other. And then, in, like, this split second of, you know, hesitation, Farius, like, lunges for Fiona, and, Narte and Canaris, like, grab him by the arms, and you see this, like, vicious struggle of, feral instinct kick in as Farius, like, tries to, like, claw his way to Fiona, and she's just, like, crawling away on the floor, and then Canaris, like, sticks his arm out and, like, shoves it into his friend's mouth, and you see these just sharp fangs just bite and clamp down. Canaris holds his arm out as a in front of Farius as an act to block him between me and Fiona, him and Fiona. Teeth sink into the outstretched arm, and Canaris grimaces as a second bite comes down, and Farius eventually calms. The red eyes gloss over until he comes to focus again, and they return to his normal gold. Kenny wrings out his arm. Why do you always do 2, man? Jeez. And he kind of rubs his arm, and Farius shakes his head and says, I'm alright for now. Okay. Kind of, like, gives, like, a slightly apologetic look at Kenny, and Narte kind of looks at the rest of the group. Yeah, we might need to fuel up before we leave.
Sounds good. How should we do that?
Well,
I mean, we have the blood from our open wounds and pass it over? We have plenty, I think. Whatever works.
and Narcissus is just like, I mean, like, whatever you're comfortable with. Tarina, you can wake up by now.
Never. You never wake up.
Can't wake
You're
up.
asleep.
Wake me up.
Did somebody message me? Someone message me? I don't see any messages.
No?
Yeah, I think Tarina's just asking if she's awake.
Yeah, you're awake.
What is happening? Hi.
You see, like, Farius kind of, like, rubbing blood off his face, and then Kenny's, like, kind of rubbing his arm, and they're like, hey, well, we're gonna,
We handled the war matron.
Where is she?
they kind of, like, I imagine, I don't know who's handling tying her up, but...
I've been tying her up.
Okay, so she's, like, at the...
I think she's with Nessa, right?
Yeah, she's kind of on, like, the southern end of the room, so I imagine, she'd be by Deirdre, and then you came over and, like, helped Deirdre tie her up. So, like, they're currently, like, binding her in, like, 50 feet of rope. Like...
We're making sure she's secure, you know. Why are we tying her up? So we can wipe out her memory and then get at it done. Why don't we just kill her? Because we can't kill her in the house. Guys, okay. Let's kill her outside then.
Excuse me? We will not be killing high-profile people under my watch.
We
Then
can't,
we're going to kill her.
we can't kill her, period.
Why?
I was like, because everything will be traced back to me. I was like, if Keva fell, the Ferigna clan would retaliate viciously. I was like, the whole city knows that. I was like, the city was put under, what's it called? Quarantine, or, house arrest, not house arrest.
Lockdown?
Lockdown. Yes. The whole city was put under lockdown. And all of the guards know that she went here. If she goes missing, they're gonna think I did something. I can't cover that up. I can't protect you from that.
Oh, I can do that. I'll take care of it. She doesn't need to die, guys. Yes, she does. No, she needs to get out of power. If she dies, then yes, that we're going to have bad consequences on their end or our end. But let's look at this. We don't have any proof outside of her coming here to look that the arcane elves were ever here.
And Kenny kind of raises his hand. He's like, I mean, I was put on display in front of 100 people.
In this house.
That is true.
There's no proof that they were in this house. And then we all, like, I'm sure that other people know that she had hunted down Ellie's kind. And like, when they weren't able to execute Mara, then she just we can make it look like she just got caught up in her rage to just find somebody, that she just came to the Braden house and attacked because that's where we were.
We can sort of alter her. I can alter somebody's memory, but I can only do one today.
I'd rather it be the war matron, and we don't have to kill anyone to get out of this problem. I'm sure we can think of other methods, Tarina.
Yeah, everything is kind of hinging on her.
Frankly,
yeah, but I don't want her to stay in power. That's going to screw over everybody as well as us. Here's the thing. She doesn't need to be alive. Someone who looks like her needs to be alive.
What are you trying to get at?
She's not just going to let this go. She knows that you were here, and unless there is 100% proof that we died and that she was correct, she's gonna come after us again.
Well, that's why we're gonna alter her memories.
Yeah, but that's... Tarina, with all due respect to you, you're outnumbered on this, so we're going to do Actually, what if you, Tarina, looking like the war matron, went back with the guards at some point and then retired? Exactly. She doesn't need to live. We can kill her. I can pretend to be her.
But for how long?
There's kind of a lot of family we'd have to wrap up with. We need to find less knots to tie and untie.
Just like
I mean, this is kind of a complicated person. I would be surprised if you were to just kind of leave her family behind.
Yeah, I feel like that's not very plausible. Why would she leave her seat of power?
Okay, here's a better option. How about I go over pretending to be her, and then in the middle of the night, we can bring her there, dump her dead body there, make it look like an assassination. But we're still in town? That was still we were there by now. And besides, here's the other thing. Isn't the Braden household the only house, like, of the 4 houses that doesn't have a matron? If the war matron dies, wouldn't that, be totally fine for the Bradens to maybe make a power play and become powerful in this city? Wouldn't that help you guys more? That makes the Bradens a prime suspect, though.
I also really don't want to be involved in politics.
You don't have to! Tarina, you have to listen to the rest of us. This is not going to work in the way that you're trying. This is too complicated. We just have to figure out a way to get us out of town and her off our backs. If we keep adding new things to the pot, there's more things we have to take care of that will bite us in the ass later, okay? You're like her. You are complicating things by leaving her alive! Here's the thing. She knows basically,
like with the exception of maybe Ellie, she knows pretty much all of our familial backgrounds.
So then we're gonna wipe her memory, right? We're wiping her memory still?
So it's like she doesn't even need to follow us. She can just go somewhere that she knows we're from and like do something wrong there, or have them send people after us.
Rieric kind of raises his hand. He's like, you know, if I were her, and I made this big sort of like stink about these people being here, and then totally didn't accomplish that, I'd be pretty embarrassed and want to stick around town to do damage control.
Okay, so it's not a now problem, it's a later on problem. That's even better.
I mean, we could always hope that the DM forgets it because there's a better plot thread.
That'd be great. I don't think you're able to convince anyone of your plan, Tarina. It's as simple as that right now. The best we have, I think, is just to wipe her memory, get out of town, and just have her. I honestly think we should have her think that we died and that she won. And
Actually, maybe just have her think that there was no arcane elves here.
Yeah. Well, someone's gonna tell her.
Like, it doesn't even need to be that we died. It could just be that, that there were no arcane elves. She showed up and nothing happened.
It was wrong. Yeah, exactly. Just have to wipe her memory.
That's not how that spell works, though.
You don't
How
know
does it
how
work,
that
DM?
spell works.
Close enough.
Modify memory. You can change something that happened within the past 24 hours, as long as it's believable. Or you can upcast it to change within something in a week, or you can upcast it again, change something within their entire lifespan. So we need to do something that changes just something in the past 24 hours.
Yeah, and it's been something in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, she found us.
Yeah.
That she found us, that she killed us. Great, she's gonna come back here.
That she showed up and there were no arcane elves.
I think that one is the good one.
There's too much.
So she was ended up being wrong, and then she just had to deal with the fallout because we were able to hide the elves in the meantime.
I can tell that once again I'm not wanted here, so I will leave you guys to deal with this mess, okay? I'm gonna walk upstairs.
I suppose I could alter her to have her think that we weren't here. But that they weren't here.
Yeah.
But there's still, how do we explain all of these unconscious people?
Are we going to buy them off? I mean, I have some gold we can spend. I have his holding on, but I don't need it.
Yeah, we can probably buy them off.
Yeah, I have some gold as well.
Yeah, me too.
Alright, so I suppose that's what we'll do. Let's try, she's like, okay, well, let's have everyone, let's try to wake up the guards, and then, fill them in one by one, and,
Take them off first.
pay them off, exactly.
Okay. I'll get the frying pans for the 2 elite guards.
Okay.
I'll grab some frying pans.
Alright, next, we'll have you guys do, group, like, charisma? So the three of you roll, general persuasion checks, and then we'll...
Well, it wasn't a nat 1, which was nice. 21.
Okay.
That's not fine. I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 22.
Okay,
No,
alright.
I rolled a 5.
So, you guys wake up the guards, tell them that, you didn't find any arcane elves here. Slide them the gold. They look at, how much gold are you sliding their way?
I have, okay, what's our total? I have 120.
Yep. I have 140.
171.
You have 50 gold?
I feel like that's
How many guards are there?
That's a
8.
There's
There's 8 normal ones.
Oh, okay. Maybe like
Is there somewhere in the
20
D&D
gold?
manual where it tells you how much a bribe usually goes for?
yeah. Can we make some sort of
Make
check? Or, you know, I'll just-
like a history check to see how much they make a day.
Oh, I can do that. I know this week.
I did that.
Nope. I got a 12. Wait, 6, 12. I got 10 actually. Does 10 make it?
12. Keyanthi, your estimated guess is that they probably get like 1 gold a day.
Shit, give them 5 gold a day. We got plenty. We got plenty of gold down off. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So if there's 8 of them, then
Yeah, there's 8.
Let's get gold.
20 or 10 gold.
I'll do that from my pocket. Why not? Let's do like 20 gold a piece, because like that is like a lot of gold sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's like it's not just it's for the most of a week. It's like okay. There we go. A piece so for 8. That's 160, right? Would you like some compensation from my end? Let me just take a look.
Yeah, I have
Can't do
140.
that. I can't do that. Hold up. 50 gold each from us 3.
Okay.
Alright, so the
Alright.
Lady Brayden is doing all the Keyanthi does this because she doesn't understand magic. But ahead. So I don't think she needs to worry about bribing. She's already paying a lot for that.
Alright, so those 8 have been paid off. They're like, yeah, I'll say anything you want. And then they're gonna pocket that gold and they go and like stand.
54 gold each.
How much gold? 60?
54. It's like 53.3333333.
54? Okay.
Round up. So one person does like 55. Hold on, I can't do math.
Math is hard.
Math is boring. 53. One person can do 54. There you go.
Then Deirdre points to the elite guards and says, I think it might be best to pay them off as well.
How much?
Well, an elite guard probably makes about 10 gold a day. Let's see.
Ugh. That gets expensive.
Yeah.
I got 70 left. Would they also be happy with just 20 gold each? I mean,
That's only 2 days
That's
of
2 days.
payment.
Did the Braydens contribute?
I mean, maybe we can give them like 50 gold?
Rio's just like, yeah, I mean, I actually have a lot of money.
Y'all are rich.
I'm an engineer. I have a 6-figure salary.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, I can,
It's 100 divided by 4. 25 gold each if we didn't rely heavily on the Braydens.
and he just, like, goes upstairs and comes back with, like, these hefty bags of gold, and it's just like, here's about 100 apiece.
Okay. Go ahead and just hand it out, I guess.
And then, so you guys need to do another persuasion check as your group.
I need to change dice. These ones don't work.
That's awesome.
I mean, they show members after a roll.
I
and
got
I'm
a
like,
natural 20.
I got 16.
Okay.
I got 7.
Okay, yeah, you guys also pass this group, so, like, you kind of wake them up, and, and then you tell them what's going on, slide with the gold, and they're like, and, like, you know, you kind of sweet-talk them a little bit, they're like, alright, okay. She's kind of crazy anyway, we don't care. And,
She thinks they're her closest friends.
yeah. They, like, kind of, they've been kind of beat up a little bit, so they, like, you know, they kind of clean up a little bit, and you have the mages casting, like, prestidigitation on them, and then Deirdre says, right, well, I'll, let's have the, everyone leave the room, so when I cast this, she doesn't find, it's completely believable that she didn't find anyone here.
Okay.
Okay, and so she casts the Ultra Memory, Wait, Nessa, can you kind of patch her up? Oh, and Nessa's like, yeah, and she heals her. And then Deirdre quickly casts Alter Memory. And then she kind of like shoos Nessa away. She's like, go. I assume you guys would have untied her at this point with this rope. You guys aren't idiots.
Yeah.
Untied her.
Tied up. Like, there's nothing happened here.
Are you guys also hiding? Or
I'm probably, like, hanging out upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to be kind of normal looking.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Just get out of the way.
And,
I'm gonna go check in on Tarina.
okay. You see I don't think any of you are present when this happens, but like we'll say just briefly, you guys see the magic take place, and then Deirdre says, "Oh, you're right, milady, war matron. As you can see, you took a little bit of a tumble. Sorry, I have a lot of books everywhere." And then she's just like, they searched as you wanted and didn't find anything. And she's like, right? And then all the guards are like, yeah, nope, nothing, didn't find anything. Mm-mm. And then she looks like so mad. And she looks to her elite guards. Really didn't find anything. And they're like, nope, not at all. She just leaves.
Oh my gosh. Angry girlfriend, white face.
She just turns on her heels and just walks out, super mad. You can see it in her stomp. She's really upset, but she leaves. Hi, this is Tiffany, your DM. Thank you for watching Dungeon Damsels. This is not the end of the session, so please stay tuned for the next part. We update on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're interested in supporting us more, please push the subscribe button, like, or comment. We also have a Patreon, wink wink nudge nudge, and our show is in podcast form. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Podbean, Spotify, and plenty of other podcast platforms. Thanks, we hope to hear from you soon.